Hi, y'all. So I got this message from this little gal named Macy, and she says, I am not the person that usually sends text messages. I would way rather have a conversation face to face. It's more genuine. I agree. But since I don't know you, this is more appropriate. Everything I say, I mean from the bottom of my heart, and all I want is to say is sorry to whoever hurt you or traumatized you regarding God and religion. If you are interested, I would love to talk deeper into your topics, but just know that you are so loved, and I hope you've had an amazing day, Macy. So, hey, Macy, thanks for the nice message. I'd totally talk to you too. We could do a Zoom. I have Riverside as a platform, and I think that would actually be great because I'm really concerned about the young women that, after all what has happened in history that I don't even know if you know, and I'm not going to preach to you about it, but I just hope it makes you curious by the conversations that maybe we have, to look into that history and understand that some of us don't have a God belief because it was personally traumatizing to us. I don't have a God belief because how it was personally traumatizing to the majority of my family members, to so many of my friends, and to start off, I wasn't raised from the time I was a small child to believe in religion of any kind. My dad was a traumatized Catholic, and my mom was raised Mormon, but didn't really follow it after, she became an adult and was like, I don't really need it. I mean, my mom had one of those old leather-bound Bibles with the gold on the pages, so of course it looked cool and the paper was crinkly, but I didn't get any sort of Jesus exposure and God belief until, 7 or 8 years old, actually, when we moved over here, and my mom's oldest sister was a born-again Christian, and we started going to Overlake Christian Church. And that's where I got my exposure, and it didn't stick, but it did, I shouldn't say that, it did stick, because it created this elf on a shelf, you're always being watched by some deity bullshit that creates guilt for just being a human. So, I mean, that's probably part of it too. My uncle was really abusive to my aunt. He sexually assaulted her daughters and used to beat her and her son. And it destroyed that family. It destroyed a lot of parts of our family because of that. My friends, my family members, the stories that you see all across the internet, where this book, it's just a book, honey. It is literally just a book. It's a book of regurgitated histories and stories from different religions, that is easily backed up. I mean, Christian scholars talk about these things too. They acknowledge, like, there is no original manuscript of the Bible. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John probably was written like largely by Paul, from when you listen to other people that talk about this. People that have degrees acknowledge that these things are real. There's contradictions and fallacies. And again, it's just a book. It's a book from a really long time ago when people did not know and did not understand and suffered in ways that you guys talk about the times of the Bible. And I fucking laugh. You can't even put down your phones at your age. You don't even... This is how you engage. How many friends do you have? How often do you go out and touch the fucking earth and touch and help other people and not pray? Physically help other people. Get involved in your community outside of your church. Prayers do nothing. If you pray and did nothing else and didn't have a job or anything else and nobody helped you and you didn't have socialism, you didn't have community resources and money helping people that actually need it, you wouldn't survive, because people back then didn't survive. That's what you need to understand. Like, why we need to quit paying deference to something that is just ridiculous. And I mean, I really want to talk to you, Macy, about the world. Do you know about the world? Do you know how people suffer? Like, sometimes I think I took the wrong intergalactic exit and I ended up on a fucking prison planet of this planet, because I think this would be a great planet without religious dogmatic beliefs that keep humans from being their genuine and authentic selves. And being, you don't need God to have morals over and over again. I mean, look at the people that say they're Jesus believers that bastardize the system every single day. They're God believers. We don't need that. Tribes of individuals that were trying to survive throughout hundreds of thousands of years didn't have a God belief like you have a God belief. They had a survival belief because that is all they knew. And people every day on this planet literally exist just to survive. They are born to struggle in ways that your pretty and my pretty little white girl self can't even begin to fucking imagine. Do you know what is happening in Sudan and the DRC right now? Do you? Do you know that they're finding women with instruments shoved in their uteruses, nail files and screws, and that the SA of women, girls, and babies and everybody else is just, common? And you want to ask me and people like me why we don't believe in a God? Let me ask you something, Macy. If you had the power of the God like your God has, would you let those atrocities occur to your creation? Would you let that happen to your own child if you had that power? I certainly wouldn't. I wouldn't. If I was an all-powerful being, why would I have to sacrifice my child for my creation to understand that I'm a loving God? I also wouldn't damn my creation to hell for making mistakes, because if I'm the creator, that's how I created them to ultimately behave in some fashion or another. So if you want to talk to me about this, please let me know. I would love to have a conversation with you, because I'm not going to give validity to your book or any religion. We don't need it. We are perfectly able to be good people, which is proven time and time and time again throughout history, today, thousands of years ago, when folks were trying to help other folks just to fucking survive. That's morals. That's having a common goal of making shit better and easier, which is what we should be doing, and not praying, not giving money to institutions that are robbing us blind and sucking the tax base fucking dry. If you want to have these conversations, Macy, I would love to have them with you. And if any other person that wants to approach this from a place of genuineness and gotcha and not be quoting Bible verses, because again, your God belief is like everybody's got their own God beliefs that believes in religion. They're not, either one is right and they're all wrong, or they're all wrong. We don't need it. You don't need it, young woman. You need an education. You need to understand what real empathy is in doing good for your community and society without the fear of a damnation of a hell. And if you don't possess that in you already without a book, that's your problem. And maybe you need to step outside of your pretty little social media bubble and actually go be with real people. Go listen to their stories. Go fill food pantries that are necessary, because our government that we have elected, these shitheads, has taken our tax dollars and given it to the richest motherfuckers out there. So Macy, if you want to bring your little young self and have a real conversation about real things and not a Bible, girlfriend, I am all here for you. I would love to talk to you. Let's bring some middle-aged white lady wisdom to these young white girls like you, or whatever you might be also intermixed in there, a lovely young person that wants to come and have a real fucking conversation about the real things that are happening in life and real fucking atrocities that no God or no religion is ever going to solve. It is up to you and me.